Good. Then listen closely. Right now, everything is quietly changing around you. Not loudly, not with fireworks, not with some dramatic movie soundtrack in the background, not with a giant announcement telling you this is the moment your life turns. No, that's not how real transformation works. Real transformation is disrespectful like that. It doesn't knock. It doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't wait until you feel ready. It starts in silence, in the weird little moments, in the nights you stare at the ceiling too long, in the mornings when your alarm goes off and something inside you feels heavier than usual, in the random pauses between conversations where you suddenly realize you don't belong where you used to belong, in the way certain people now drain you faster, in the way certain lies don't comfort you anymore, in the way your own reflection has started asking questions your mouth is too scared to answer. And that's what scares people, not the loud version of change, the quiet one, the one they can't track, the one even you can barely explain yet, because something is shifting in you right now, and it's happening under the surface, like a crack spreading under ice, like pressure building behind a locked door, like a storm forming where nobody's looking. Everybody thinks your life is the same because your face still looks familiar. You still answer messages, you still show up, you still laugh sometimes, you still play your role, you still wear the same skin. But inside, the old structure is losing control. And let's tell the truth tonight. You felt it. You felt that strange distance between who you are and who you've been pretending to be. You felt that irritation with things that used to be enough. That restlessness, that random anger, that random sadness, that pressure in your chest when you realize you can't keep living small just to make other people comfortable. That's not you being dramatic. That's not you overthinking. That's not you going through a phase. That is your spirit getting tired of its own cage. And cages are funny, aren't they? People think cages are always obvious. Metal bars, locked doors, chains. But the worst cages are invisible. They're made of expectations, of old labels, of family narratives, of fake loyalty, of fear disguised as responsibility, of survival habits that kept you safe once, but now keep you small. That cage says, be grateful for what you have, but what it really means is, don't outgrow the people who benefit from your weakness. That cage says, stay humble. But what it really means is, don't become powerful enough to threaten the hierarchy. That cage says, don't change. But what it really means is, please remain predictable, because your transformation would expose everybody who settled. And that's why this season feels strange, because your soul is starting to reject things your personality used to tolerate. You can fake a smile, but you can't force alignment forever. You can play nice, but you can't unknow what you know. You can sit at tables that no longer feed you, but your hunger will eventually embarrass your obedience. That's where you are now. Somewhere between the old you and the real you. Somewhere between playing dead and finally becoming dangerous. Somewhere between exhaustion and awakening. Somewhere between, I can't do this anymore, and watch me. That middle place, that place is brutal, because nothing there feels stable. You're too aware to go back, but not yet fully built for what's next. So you feel split, half grieving, half becoming, half mourning the comfort of old patterns, half craving the violence of growth. That's why your peace has been interrupted. That's why your sleep feels different. That's why your intuition keeps tapping you on the shoulder in the middle of normal days. That's why certain conversations now feel fake before they even begin. That's why some rooms make your skin crawl, even when everybody else is smiling. Your nervous system knows before your ego admits it. Something is off. Something is ending. Something is being rearranged. And you know what most people do when they feel this? They run back to what numbs them. They text the person who ruins their self-respect. They scroll until their brain goes empty. They eat their emotions. They laugh at things that aren't funny. They stay busy so they never have to sit still long enough to hear their own truth. They call it coping. They call it staying positive. They call it being realistic. But deep down, they know they are sedating the version of themselves that is trying to wake up. You cannot afford that anymore. Not now. Not when life is literally reconfiguring itself around the standard you either tolerate or reject. Not when your habits are voting on your future every single day. Not when your silence is teaching people how little they need to respect your boundaries. Not when your excuses are becoming the wallpaper of your wasted potential. Because let me say something ugly and real. You are not just being shaped by what you do. You are being shaped by what you keep allowing. Every time you bite your tongue to keep peace with people who never protect yours, you train yourself to disappear. Every time you shrink your dream so insecure, people don't feel threatened. You betray your own bloodline. Every time you keep entertaining what is already proven it does not honor you, you participate in your own decay. That's harsh, I know. But sometimes truth has to hit like cold water. Soft lies built the prison, so hard truth has to break it. And here's the wild part. The world around you is adjusting even before you fully do. Some people are getting weird around you for a reason. Some connections feel tense for a reason. Some plans are falling apart for a reason. Some doors are closing. Some messages are slowing down. Some invitations are disappearing. Some energy is shifting. And no, it is not random. People can feel when you are becoming less controllable. They feel when your need for approval is dying. They feel when your loneliness is no longer enough to make you accept crumbs. They feel when your standards are rising. They feel when your silence is no longer weakness but observation. They feel when you are starting to see through the performance. And once they feel that, watch how many masks begin to slip. Watch who gets cold. Watch who gets insecure. Watch who suddenly accuses you of changing, as if that's an insult, as if evolution is betrayal, as if your growth is somehow violence against people committed to staying stagnant. No, your growth is not betrayal. Their dependence on your smaller self is the problem. Read that again in your bones. Some people did not love you. They loved their access to you, their influence over you, your predictability, your softness when it benefited them, your confusion when it made you easier to manage, your low standards, your constant forgiveness, your habit of giving one more chance after the disrespect. But right now, everything is quietly changing around you, because the version of you that tolerated all that is running out of oxygen, good, let it suffocate. Let the weak habits panic. Let the fake attachments shake. Let the old identity sweat. Let the people who got comfortable misreading you become uncomfortable. Let the version of you that begged to be chosen finally realize how insane it was to beg for a seat at tables built to starve you. You were never supposed to live like that. You were never supposed to spend your whole life proving your worth to people committed to misunderstanding you. You were never supposed to carry your gifts like apology letters. You were never supposed to call your self-abandonment love. You were never supposed to call fear patience. You were never supposed to call delay humility, when really it was terror. You know that terror, that tight feeling, that voice that says, what if you go all in and fail? What if you finally become visible and get judged? What if you stop people-pleasing and they leave? What if you trust your instinct and it costs you comfort? What if you become who you really are and nobody claps? Let me answer that. Then let them leave. Let comfort get expensive. Let judgment happen. Let the applause never come. Because there is something far worse than being judged. It is being erased while still alive. Walking around as a version of yourself built entirely from compromise. Smiling in photos your spirit wasn't present for. Living in routines that make your soul feel like it's being slowly buried under bills, habits, and fake normalcy. That kind of death doesn't happen in one day. It happens in installments. Tiny betrayals, tiny silence, tiny surrender, tiny excuses, tiny postponements. One day you wake up and realize you didn't ruin your life with one giant mistake. You abandoned it through repetition. That's why this quiet change matters. Because repetition can destroy you, but repetition can also resurrect you. One disciplined morning changes your chemistry. One honest boundary changes your relationships. One season of isolation changes your standards. One decision to stop running changes your identity. One refusal to go back changes everything. You think your life changes in giant moments. Sometimes it does. But most of the time, it changes in the unglamorous choices nobody sees. The nights you do not send the message. The mornings you get up anyway. The hours you spend building while everyone else is busy performing. The quiet discipline of not explaining yourself to people, determined to stay confused. That is power, not noise, not flexing, not announcing every move like a trailer for a life that hasn't happened yet. Real power gets built in silence. Real power looks boring before it looks legendary. Real power is emotional control when your ego wants revenge. Real power is restraint when you could react. Real power is staying focused while chaos begs for your attention. Real power is seeing the trap and not stepping in just because it's familiar. That's what is being forged in you now. And I know it hurts. Growth has a lonely sound to it. It sounds like unanswered calls. It sounds like being misunderstood in rooms where you used to be celebrated. It sounds like outgrowing conversations that once made you feel included. It sounds like silence after you finally stopped chasing. It sounds like your old life getting offended because you no longer fit inside it. That pain is not proof you are lost. It is proof the split is happening. You are separating from the old programming, from the survival version of you that thought love had to be earned through suffering, from the insecure version of you that confused attention with value, from the exhausted version of you that kept saying yes because no felt too dangerous, from the wounded version of you that thought chaos was chemistry, from the scared version of you that kept waiting for permission to become undeniable. Permission is dead now. Nobody is coming to officially announce your beginning. Nobody is handing you a clean, perfect moment. Nobody is arriving with a certificate that says you are now allowed to trust yourself. So what? Move anyway. Move scared. Move uncertain. Move angry if you have to. Move grieving if you need to. Move tired. Move with shaky hands. Move without guarantees. But move. because your environment is already responding to the signal you're sending. Life listens. People listen. Energy listens. Opportunities listen. Patterns listen. When you keep acting like someone who expects the bare minimum, life keeps delivering it. When you keep negotiating against yourself, life mirrors that hesitation back to you. When you keep showing up half-committed, your results stay half-born. But when you decide, really decide, that your peace is no longer available for theft, that your future is no longer available for delay, that your mind is no longer available for contamination, something changes. Your posture changes, your language changes, your choices change, your tolerance changes, and suddenly the same world that ignored you starts reacting differently. Not because the world became kind, because you became clear. Clarity is terrifying to people who benefited from your confusion, and maybe that's what's been happening. Maybe the chaos around you isn't punishment. Maybe it's exposure. Maybe all this friction is showing you exactly what can't go where you're headed. Maybe the betrayal clarified your standards. Maybe the delay clarified your hunger. Maybe the isolation clarified your voice. Maybe the heartbreak clarified your worth. Maybe the pressure clarified your power. Some of the worst moments of your life were not interruptions. They were separations. Life was removing what your lower self kept trying to drag into your future. And yes, it looked ugly. It felt unfair. It felt humiliating. It felt like loss. But not every loss is theft. Some losses are surgery. Some things had to leave because they were poisoning your vision. Some people had to expose themselves because your empathy kept lying to you on their behalf. Some structures had to collapse because you were getting too comfortable in places beneath your calling. You call it everything falling apart. Maybe it was everything false losing its grip. There's a difference. And once you see that, you stop panicking every time something ends. You stop worshiping familiarity. You stop begging broken things to stay. You stop trying to force dead energy back into motion. You stop chasing what has already revealed its limits. You get sharper. You learn to read patterns instead of promises. You learn to trust consistency over charm. You learn that just because something feels intense doesn't mean it's aligned. You learn that peace is not boring. It's a higher standard. You learn that being alone is infinitely better than being surrounded and still spiritually suffocating. That lesson right there changes lives. Because some of you are not afraid of failure. You're afraid of emptiness. That's why you keep holding on to almosts. Almost love. Almost friends. Almost opportunities. Almost respect. Almost versions of the life you actually want. But almost is expensive. Almost drains years. Almost steals confidence. Almost trains you to settle while calling it hope. No more. Right now, while everything is quietly changing around you, you need to become ruthless about what gets access to your mind, your body, your time, your focus, your future. Not cruel. Clear. Clear about what you answer. Clear about what you ignore. Clear about what you entertain. Clear about where your energy goes. Clear about who only shows up when you're bleeding. Clear about which habits make you feel powerful and which ones make you feel easy to control. Because your life is not built in grand speeches. It is built in access points. What gets your attention gets your life. What gets repeated gets rooted. What gets tolerated gets stronger. So ask yourself the question most people avoid because it's too confronting. What have you been feeding that is feeding on you? What pattern? What person? What fear? What fantasy? What addiction to being chosen by those who never deserved your devotion. Look at it. Really look at it. Because the moment you stop romanticizing what hurts you, your recovery begins. The moment you stop idolizing what ignores you, your dignity returns. The moment you stop waiting to feel ready, your real life starts breathing. And don't make the mistake of thinking change has to look beautiful while it's happening. Sometimes change looks like withdrawal, like tears you can't explain, like rage you have to learn how to direct, like deleting things you once begged for, like sitting alone on a Friday night because your peace matters more than your image, like rebuilding your standards while everybody calls you distant, like getting your heart broken open and finding something stronger behind it. That stronger thing, that's you. Not the performance, not the mask, not the polished version crafted for acceptance. You, the one underneath all the adaptation, the one who remembers what hunger feels like, the one who knows deep down that they were not made to live half asleep, the one who is tired of explaining their fire to people, committed to staying cold. And once that version wakes up, really wakes up, your whole life becomes dangerous in the best possible way. Because then you stop asking, what do they want from me? And start asking, what kind of life am I building with the little time I have? You stop asking, how do I keep everyone comfortable? And start asking, what truth have I been postponing because I'm scared of who it might offend? You stop asking, what if it doesn't work? And start asking, what if staying the same is the real failure? That question changes everything, because staying the same has a cost, a savage one. It costs your edge, your confidence, your intuition, your time, your aliveness, your chance to meet the version of yourself that exists on the other side of disciplined courage. And that version of you is closer than you think. Not years away, not some fantasy. Closer, in the next decision, in the next boundary. In the next morning you choose discipline over delay. In the next moment you refuse to betray yourself, just because being loyal to your growth feels unfamiliar. That's how it happens, quietly, again and again. One choice, one refusal, one act of self-respect. One day where you finally stop handing your future to your moods. And then one day people will look at you and say, you changed. They'll say it like they discovered something, like it happened overnight, like it came out of nowhere. But you'll know the truth. You'll know it happened in silence, in the private wars, in the swallowed tears, in the disciplined mornings, in the nights you chose not to go back, in the moments you were breaking and building at the same time, in the quiet, brutal, sacred season where everything around you was shifting, and instead of collapsing with it, you decided to become the one thing that could not be controlled anymore.